What's up, everyone? This week on the pod, we are going to do a new thing, and we're calling it the Super 7. And basically what we do is we're going to build out a mixtape playlist of our favorite songs. And so this is a fun one here. Got Daniel, we got episode 1, Joe Rivas, and we have the mighty Kim Possible of Shea Cafe fame. And I forgot to mention that she booked the first Take Offense show ever. She let me know after. So I got to get that in there. So if you would like to support the show, please like, rate, and review wherever you listen to this podcast. Also, please subscribe to it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you listen. If you would like to go the extra mile, you can go to patreon.com/185 miles south and support the show that way. The Patreons are my personal heroes. Also want to say we announced the Nardcore for Life 12-inch compilation that is coming out on September 4th. There's 24 bands on the comp, and everyone is doing new exclusive songs. It's all recorded. It's been mastered. It's at the plant. You got everyone from Ill Repute and Stolly 13 to Dead Heat and Downpresser. You got In Control. You got Retaliate. You got a new No Motive song. You got mad shit. You might have seen the track listing by now. If not, that'll come out soon enough. But we've advertised all the bands, and the pre-order it's already out now. So the pre-order, you can pre-order on July 1st. That's another way to support us is pre-order the Nardcore for Life compilation on Indecision Records. So go to indecisionrecords.com and pre-order that record. It would be much appreciated, and it supports the pod adjacent projects that we're doing. So that's it. Let's get on with the pod. Thank you.
"185 Miles South", a hardcore punk rock podcast.
All right, guys, this week on the pod, we are going to do a new fun game, and we're going to call it Super 7. And basically what we're going to do is we are going to create a 7-song playlist based on whatever criteria we choose. So this week, we are deciding that the criteria is we're going to make a mixtape that is an introductory mixtape to hardcore, that you'd give someone who's never heard the genre before to like convince them to like this style of music and that represents the style of music. So some personal preference in there, also some historical, preference has to be in there and so forth. This week on the pod, joining me is one of the former bookers of the Shea Cafe, Kim Possible. And you can say hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Also, a former employee of Lose Records, correct?
Yep, Lose Records. That's how I met you guys.
Awesome.
When In Control came into the record store before a show.
Yeah, we used to always come. It was my favorite record store for a long, long time. And you know what? Yesterday, I got Judge New York Crew at Lose.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I know. Pretty stoked.
Thanks for supporting.
Yeah, for sure.
I still support. I also worked at Amoeba up in Oakland, too.
Awesome. Yeah, I've hit all 3 Amoebas. So it'll be interesting to see the Hollywood one when it reopens.
Yeah, for sure.
The new deal.
Sad to see it gone.
I know. It's like the only good thing about driving to Oxnard is like if I get stuck in a little traffic, I'm like, I'm getting off the freeway, dude. I'm going to Amoeba for an hour and a half. Fuck it. But okay. Also on the line, we got episode 1, the legend Joe Rivas.
Good evening, morning, afternoon.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone, and good afternoon in Tokyo. And you know him, you love him. It's Daniel Sant, the former singer of Over My Dead Body and Northern Towns.
Hello.
All right. So
what you didn't mention in the intro, Zach, is that we're doing this like fantasy football style, and at the end Each one of us will have a collection of 7 songs. And so we're going to ask the fans to vote which mixtape out of the 4 mixtapes is the best.
Yeah, for sure. The problem we might run into, again, with Daniel not briefing Kim on the rules until we were recording, is we originally talked about having a stipulation that's got to be on Spotify so we could post the podcast. But
well, don't you worry. I made my playlist on Spotify.
Oh,
there we go.
How about
She's
that?
out. She's on it.
And Daniel, did you do the same?
Well.
Did you do the same?
No, but all mine will be on there if I get them in.
Okay. All right. Very good. So yeah, that's that. And here's a bonus. Joe, you were going to tell a story about one of the pod's favorite punk rock characters, Noodles.
Noodles. Yeah. There was a setup to that, but I guess we're not going to go with the setup.
No one wants the down and dirty about the recording process, dude.
Yeah. So the border in Orange County, whatever year that was, which was like the beginning of Warped Tour. It became Warped Tour after that.
So it must have been like 92, 93.
Yeah, that's my recollection of it. Well, Offspring was out already, so I mean...
You mean Smash?
Smash was out already, yeah. Sorry.
So like 92-ish, 93-ish.
Whatever it was, that guy, keep them separated, Noodles, right? Was face-to-face was on stage and they're playing probably disconnected like the 8th time they played it that day or something, right?
Definitely.
And
one time.
You got to give the kids what they want, man.
Right? They really didn't. They might have been playing that song. I have no idea. I don't remember. But that dude came out and tried to come and push, Trevor, like push him off the stage as he's singing, like push him into the microphone and then into the barrier. But just as he got close to him, like Trevor just happened to be like rocking out and like stepped to the side. So Noodles just went straight off the stage and right into the barrier face first.
Wow.
It was beautiful. And then Trevor was like, "Huh, that's a keep him separated guy." Ha 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 ha. That's it. That was my story.
And then they played Disconnected again. All right. So Daniel selected everything in random order. And we are going to start this off with Kim. Let's go. What is your first song?
So if we're doing it in true fantasy football style, it'll go Kim, me, is it Zach, then Joe?
No, it's Joe, then me.
Oh, okay. Kim, me, Joe, Zach, Joe, me, Kim.
All right.
To make it fair.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. I'm starting with Grill Biscuits, New Direction.
Classic pick.
What an intro.
I mean, classic intro. And I get pumped. So that was what I would hope if I'm giving somebody a mixtape. I would start it with that intro and hope they
the trumpets, absolutely.
Yeah, are you pumped when the trumpets come in, or do you get pumped more when it's da-da-da?
When the trumpets start and you're at a show and they do that?
Yeah.
I remember being at the Pound when they first were playing Back Again up in San Francisco, and the trumpets started. It was like, oh shit. Like Gorilla Biscuits is actually playing, because I didn't think I was going to see Gorilla Biscuits again. This had to be like 2003 or 4.
Yeah.
And so those trumpets started, and I was like, oh shit, all right. And
instant goosebumps.
Yeah.
Hardcore Holy Ghost.
I thought
appeared immediately.
I thought it was 06-ish because I thought that they played and got back. I thought they got back together like right when I moved to San Diego.
I think it was 05, 06.
Okay.
I didn't know. I don't remember if I lived there already. I left San Diego in 05, so that's usually how I gauge.
Yeah.
If you hear something in the background, Mikey Warrior is here, so he might have something to say.
Please.
Well, yeah, there's only 4 mics, so shut the fuck up, Mikey.
Fuck you.
Anyway. All right.
I tell you what, the good thing about that pick too is the entire kind of ethos of hardcore is explained to you in that song. So it's a great song to be like, and this is what it's all about.
Yeah, it's a perfect first song.
I had originally picked a different Gorilla Biscuit song, and then more thinking about how I want to expose somebody to our scene. New Direction is really where I would start.
Yeah, I was thinking about the year because I think I was down here and I was like too cool to go. And that was like in my washed up years. You know, I was like, you know, and then I kind of regretted it. And then I finally got to see him. I think I saw him at one of the Rev, like the 20 or 25 year anniversary shows. And then I got to see him at the Irenic last year.
Well, when that was at the Soma over off the sports arena.
We don't support Soma, Daniel.
Of course, but when Gorilla Biscuits play, you go begrudgingly. And I did, because I was like, you know, I went with Don, and Don's like, no, when they play all old dudes on the rail up front. And I'm like, no, I'm not feeling it. The minute I heard the horns, actually, I went down anyway, because Don just yelled at me repeatedly to go down. But the minute the horns played and they came out and they had such passion, I was so blown away. And then afterwards, that night at the Beauty Bar, Walter did an acoustic set, and that was amazing. And I grabbed Walter and Siv. I don't know them from Adam, but I grabbed them both. I'm like, hey, will you two come in the photo booth with me? And that was my little. I have a strip of Walter, Siv, and myself in the Beauty Bar photo booth.
That's freaking awesome.
That is making me so nostalgic for pre-fucking COVID.
Yeah.
First off, grabbing someone. Oh, go ahead, Kim. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say I have a similar story of actually when seeing HR solo show, and he did some Bad Brain songs, and Sarah Plant and Neoma, who used to book at Gilman, and I got him in a photo booth, so I have a photo strip with HR.
That's sick.
You guys both share this. You share the space helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
And the cake.
Yeah.
And the cake.
All right. Perfect pick, Kim. And let's move on to Daniel.
All right. I'm going to go from the posse to the earth-shatteringly depths of what hardcore is in pure aggression, and when life has kicked you in the teeth, what kind of song comes out. That is Nothing by Negative Approach.
Absolutely beautiful. Perfect song.
Great song.
These are going to be all bangers. These are going to be all bangers. Come on.
Yeah, we're going to give each other pats on the back throughout all of it. But the thing about Nothing, what it does for me is it shows that those guys were listening to their contemporaries from across the pond, because it has that real oi, like, first wave of, like, actual oi music. Right. You know, like the way the bass takes off and stuff, and the guitar comes in on it. And even the vocal melody, you know, it has that kind of same bark as some of the, like, you know, the Angelic Upstarts and Cockney Rejects kind of thing.
He has the same cadence. He has the same cadence, but not the melody.
Yes, yeah. I don't mean like he's singing. I mean, like, yeah, the cadence is very, like, oi, but then what makes it hardcore is the chorus. Like,
yeah.
Or just the word Nothing repeated over and over again. It becomes so raw and so, like, oh my God, this is...
Yeah, the end, like, you just picture, like, a fucking pylon of psychos.
Yeah. Yeah, and all just agreeing that there's fucking nothing in the world for them. You know? It's... Yeah, that song... like, right now, I'm thinking about it, and I want to, like, do a dive on Stella right now. But I'm not going to do it.
What a band. And, like, man, they still kick ass. You know,
I know we've talked about it on the pod before, but when they played Gilman they played with Ceremony for their L-Shaped Man record release. Ceremony had booked Negative Approach, and it was just the most packed Gilman. And John Brannon gets on stage. He goes, "How you doing? You all right?" And people go, "Yeah." You know, like, he goes, "Well, you won't be after this." Boom. and they just launch into the first song, and I was like, that's the best I've ever seen a singer address a crowd in one sentence.
Yeah, so awesome. They played here last year with Sheer Terror. Yeah, it was like they were both opening for I Hate God, and it was like, oh my God, what a fucking support group, you know? Like take my fucking money
for real. Yeah. And I Hate God toured with the Cro-Mags on the tour right before that too.
Yeah, so cool. Hey, they got good taste in music, huh?
Yep, and bad taste in drugs.
All right, great pick, Daniel. Let's move on to episode 1.
So I chose, and maybe we'll have a dispute of if it's hardcore or not, but I don't care. I'm going with it. And it's sort of sign of the times.
By Prince?
What's that?
By Prince? Sick.
No, it's sort of a sign of the times of what's been going on these past couple weeks.
By Cro-Mags.
No, Police Truck from Dead Kennedys.
Cool.
Oh, for real.
On the Holiday in Cambodia single originally. It's on Gimme Convenience, Gimme Death as well. But
love the song.
Yep.
What do you think obviously nothing has changed.
Nope.
If anything, things have gotten worse because they've got actual fucking dickheads pretending that they're protesters and they're starting the riot so they can inflict the police state upon us or on all of us.
We should say this is being recorded on May 31st, Sunday, May 31st.
Yeah, I just came from the Long Beach protests about 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked to push this back a little bit.
Yeah, respect. So
I thought that it's still what do you call it? Relevant today in light of the situation, and not in light of, but in conjunction with what's going on these days. It sets the ground for a newcomer to hardcore that punk and hardcore has this political element to it. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when it does, it is on point, clear, concise, and obviously it still stands today. So unfortunately.
Yeah, we're the only.
That's why I went with this song.
We're the only genre that does protest tunes better than Dylan.
True.
So great pick, Joe. Love it. And I cannot fucking believe I got 4th pick and I get my choice of Minor Threat song. I was so worried that you guys were gonna snatch. I got 3, so I was prepared, and I got a backup one too. So, but I think yeah. Okay, so I think that if I'm going to choose, it's really hard to choose a Minor Threat song, but I'm going to go with a perfect hardcore song. And this is like a formula for many great songs to come, and that is Minor Threat, In My Eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, just perfect song. You start slow, you go fast with a fucking gnarly, catchy chorus. How do you not lose your shit during the song? Absolutely perfect. And that's that.
Lyrically incredible.
Yep. Yeah. That one resonates even more with Daniel.
Yep. And Kim.
And Kim. Yep.
Hello?
Oh, and Joe. So.
I thought your phone dropped for a second. You're like, hello?
Hello?
No, and Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as much with me. I got 2 cocktails here just to get through this pod, so I can put up with you people.
That was my pitch.
Yeah. Well, no.
But all the same,
cool.
You could recognize what a great song it is, regardless.
Yeah, this is all personal preference, so I don't see myself getting triggered on any picks. It's when someone says like, one of the top 5 hardcore records is something that's not hardcore. That's triggering. But I don't see how there can be any bombs on these lists, but we will see. So yeah, that is my number one pick, Minor Threat, In My Eyes, from the In My Eyes 7-inch. Now I get
It's incredible.
Go ahead.
It's incredible how it goes, from the "you tell me" and then the "ba ba 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 ba," and then goes back to it's like such controlled aggression,
Yeah.
And they're one of the first bands to do it in that way, and it, of course, like you said, Zach, it carries on often from there. But
yeah, because the verses are a fucking powder keg. This like crazy build up, and it's like, the song could have just been the verse. It's like, and it would have already been a classic song. But it's this powder keg, and it's like building up and building up and building up, and then it rings out, and then it's like they hit you with this fucking fury. It is like, oh my god, it's like, how does a band this early like hit the apex of the genre? It's like, has it ever been done this good again?
No.
Maybe not. And
debatable. I doubt it.
And
it also does the thing where it does the chorus, it's in my eyes, but then the first time, and then it does the it adds on more later,
Yeah, and I love just like the build up Tom Phil in there on the chorus.
Yeah,
everything about it. Joe, you were gonna say?
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, Ian's how he holds out that his vocals, don't you fucking get it? Like those parts, like set up. The music is in a blank space at that moment, and then you just hear Ian, and it's like, and then it comes to that fury that you're talking about. The circle pit part.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
And I like I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a piece of hardcore that got blueprinted right there, right? Like a song rings out and the singer like says something, and then another part comes. Yeah.
And I paid homage to that on a OMDB song called "No Barriers, No Borders," where I do "Don't you fucking get it?"
Yeah,
as a little nod.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say them and the Bad Brains are probably the most borrowed. We'll go with that word. The hardcore bands.
Yeah.
Well, two of the earliest and two of the best for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so
right, so
as Daniel says on Fantasy Football Rules, I get to go again, which is fucking
Can I ask a quick question, really?
Sure.
Can I ask a quick question? Did anybody get a song knocked off their list already?
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay, I'm triggered that you guys didn't have In My Eyes on your list. But
I have, when I get to mine, you'll know why.
Yeah. I was very, very, very close to going the song Minor Threat. With filler as my third. But yeah, went In My Eyes. Okay, second pick.
You can do that right now.
I was thinking about it. But it's so hard to narrow down to 7, and this is a tape that I'm giving to someone to show them hardcore.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I already showed them Minor Threat. I can't, I mean, hey, you just give them the whole fucking filler 7-inch, right?
Right, the discography.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going my second choice. I don't know if you guys would have grabbed this one. There's a little bit of strategy in this game, because I gotta choose the stuff that I have to have, and I don't know.
That's why I went NA before Minor Threat, because I wanted to get nothing before it was gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so this was actually number 5 on my list, but I'm gonna bump it to number 2, just because I have to have it, because it's a perfect hardcore song, and that is Sheer Terror, Here to Stay.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
We Are the Ugly and Proud, dude. Fuck. This song is so brutal, and like, they have that full like Celtic Frost sound, which is like a new sound introduced into hardcore. And it's like drop tuned, but it's still fast and like an old style. And then they do like the slower breakdowns, and the lyrics are just so brutally honest. Like Paul Bearer is one of the greatest lyricists in hardcore history. That carries on throughout the albums, even if you don't follow the whole musical journey of Sheer Terror. Lyrically, it's always there. He's a fucking genius, and he's one of those dudes that's like, when we talk about Roger and AF, like one of the things that I like so much about him is he's a fucking fan of music. When you see interviews and so forth, he can really go in and talk about music. And there was a documentary that someone did. I talked about it on the pod once before, Daniel, I think on the Movies podcast.
It's
the record.
Jason from Rat Size.
Okay.
It's that in the crates or dusty crates or whatever it's called.
Yeah. There's 2 volumes of like a record collecting documentary, and on the second one they have Paul Bear on it, and he's going deep into like his music loves, and that just like really tickled me in the right spot. How big of a music fan he was, and this fucking song is perfect. The only thing that can make it better is when Kill Your Idols covers this and Tuck's Jawbreaker. Do you hate me in the middle of it? But hey, you can't have it all. So yeah, this is my second choice, and I'm stoked to have it on my list. Now we
bumped it up of mine.
Okay, all right. I stole someone's. All right,
You got a bump.
you got to bump it.
So I have a Share Tattoo, one of my favorite bands of all time. When you could name your iPod, those things that you could name back in the day, it was called the Rev, because I love Rev Paul Bearer. I think my iPhone might still be called the Rev if you plug it in.
Oh, so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we move to Joe.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bump this pick up then, since you guys are talking about all this other stuff. So, I went Betray, Minor Threat, Off Out of Step.
That's
Awesome.
my favorite Minor Threat song.
Yeah, it's flawless.
But that's not the Minor Threat song that I have on my list, but it is my favorite Minor Threat song.
Love it. I love this song.
And Sick of It All's cover of it is amazing too.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Daniel especially likes the part where he says, "All right, last chance to mosh."
Last chance to dance, everybody.
All right. And that's on the Lost and Found live thing, right?
Yeah, Live in a World Full of Hate.
That's it.
Yeah. The City Garden.
Yeah.
So sick. Yeah, Joe, go on about the song. How great it is.
So I mean, this record is I'm going to say the first. It's the only record that Brian's playing guitar on, because they brought in oh crap! No, I just lost his name out of my head.
Steve.
Steve to play bass. I don't know if Brian wrote the whole song. I know he wrote part of it because he talks about it in an interview I saw. But it's just great. It starts off with that dun, 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 almost the same feeling that the trumpets give you. This kind of gives you that same.
Yeah, because the train leaves the station and it just goes flying off.
Yeah,
It's so
right after.
and that
it's
part
not exactly the same, but it's close.
that part you're referring to also is like so like influentially melodic.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it has like a funky part too.
Yeah, that's like very like Youth Brigade on like when they go to the rap part on Men in Blue.
Right. A little bit, yeah.
It's like some bands were getting funky, dude. I mean, it's early 80s, so what's up?
They were playing with Trouble Funk and whatnot. Maybe they, picked up a little go-go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it was around them. But it's a great song. The lyrics are fantastic. Everything about the song rules.
It might be one. No, I won't say might. It's an early stabbed in the back jam, which is a blueprint of hardcore.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Cool.
What's a stab in the back song before this?
Well, what's this? 83, right? Betray.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's one specifically coming to mind that is as epically like you fucked me over. Do you know what I mean? Instead of it being more rounded societally, you know.
Yeah,
I know some relationship ones that are predate that, like TSOL on Dance with Me. There's crap, I can't think of the name of the song right now. But it's like, oh, she broke my heart. She lied and cheated on me, kind of thing.
Yeah, this one's more like the first one that's kind of like scene based, you know.
Right, scene based, bro based. Yeah.
Same channel, same time, same place, you know.
Yeah, I should have never asked the question because Bedge is gonna send me 10.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Shout out
the skateboarders.
Shout out Bedge. All right, let's move on to Daniel. Your number 2 pick.
Okay. I guess just to keep the theme going, Minor Threat.
Yeah.
I mean, what lyrically it just explains like completely what it is to be punk and hardcore. It gives that kid who's listening to this mixtape for the first time, it hooks them with melody immediately.
Yep.
You know, and it just, it is the blueprint for perfection. There's never going to be another band ever as good as Minor Threat. Ever. On this planet. It'll never happen.
Yeah, to have a riff that catchy and then to have the scene come on and just like not take away from it and just take it to the next level.
Up it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like fucking fuck. Too good.
Well, that's bumped from my list.
That is so not fair that the person that didn't give the rules until the last minute is the only one getting songs bumped.
I was set up for failure.
Yeah. You did.
It was all part of my diabolical plan.
You did get the luck of the draw. And then, although Daniel did correct us on the fantasy football way to do it, so it kind of took that advantage away from you.
Yeah, well, I still have some good ones. I'm worried about some questionable ones, but I have some good ones.
Well, now you have 2 picks in a row too.
All right, cool. Well, I got a little nervous when this was said in the text message, but Black Flag Rise Above.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was used as an example in the text message because it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, it's 100%. It was number 2 on my list, and that's something that I feel as soon as you hear it, it's just easy to catch on to, and I feel like first listen, if you listen to it a second time, you could already be singing along halfway through the song.
Right?
Is Black Flag any good? I've never checked them out.
Yeah.
Well, which version are we talking here, too?
Well, the Vallely version, of course.
Okay, right. Okay, sorry.
But this song, like, not even just listening to the same, or maybe listening to the same time, but it's like it's one of those songs where even if you didn't have the record, if you were just like a dude going to see him, you like learn the songs. Right. Like, obviously this is not a direct correlation, but from my generation, you could kind of compare a song like this to if you went and saw No Reply a bunch of times. Like, they were one of the bands that I thought was so catchy and easy to sing along with. Like, there's a bunch of people there that knew all the words, and it's like it wasn't even necessary to have like the 7-inch, And then a lot of people at that time like didn't have record players either, So it's like they literally were learning the songs from going to the shows. So
I definitely did it in my early Che and early SDHC stuff was learning the songs at the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's an important part of hardcore, right? Is like making the song catchy because it is a genre that depends on crowd participation.
Right.
So
feeling while you're seeing the band.
It's very much us versus them concocted down to an oral medium.
Yeah.
So the whole crowd is the us, the them is the outside world,
Yeah.
Yeah, and like just the way the guitars start on the song, it's with I don't know how many times we're gonna circle back to the GB trumpets, but you just know it's on.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So love the pick.
All right. Next
right.
pick, Kim.
Doubleheader.
I'm going to go with Kill Your Idols, Can't Take It Away.
Yes. Awesome.
I'm glad that a newer band got represented. When I say newer, I mean, you know what I'm
Still
saying.
20 years old. I know. Not to jump in because we want Kim to explain right away, but I really thought about using the Hardcore Circa 96 song.
Oh, yeah. Great song.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you have a love for Kill Your Idols, and one of my favorite bands of all time to see live, to listen to. I found them by looking in the back of CDs when I worked at Lou's. I was like, this sounds like a cool band name. I'll listen to it.
Yeah, great band name.
They quickly became one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, they were so good. And
this song gives a musical nod to Reagan Youth, which is rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a band that just sincerity pours out of, right? And another huge fan of Sheer Terror.
Yeah.
So
probably why I like them so much.
Yeah. No, and this song was their song. It was their big song.
Yeah.
You know.
What do you think this song is bringing to a kid for the first time? Why is it important for you to have it on there?
I think when, you go into, like, Can't Take It Away from me. To me, for me personally, it's such invokes a time in my life that I guess I'm hoping it would translate to somebody younger when they're listening to it, that you can't take my pride. No matter what's happening, like, you can't take it away from me. And, like, no matter what's happening in your life, you still have your pride.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, and again, like Rise Above, like a song you can just learn from hearing it like one time.
It's ridiculously catchy, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so catchy without
but not
being
cheesy.
Yeah, without being generic.
Yeah.
And it's like it's so hard to walk that line. That's why when people put out songs like this, you almost kick yourself. Like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Because like it's so simple, but so fucking perfect. Like to do something so simple and have it like fall onto the awesome side and not like the like stupid unimaginatic side is like awesome. So what
are you making up words?
Yeah,
unimaginative.
Unimaginative. Yeah, there you go.
Unimaginatic is
that's our new band right there.
Yeah. The unimaginatic MCs.
God damn it. All right. Love these two picks.
All right.
And it's funny, Joe, that you're like, good that a new song's getting represented, because that was my first instinct too. But yeah, 20 years old. Shit. The thing is, this is an intro. It's an intro thing, so like I don't think we should feel guilty about choosing classics. But I do consider this a classic, so I love the pick.
I mean, at this point it is, but it's everything I chose is from the 80s. So
don't you worry, I helped with picking some newer ones.
Yeah, and that's great. I'm not slagging that, because we all come from different time frames too. So
yeah, for sure,
and it makes sense.
Cool. So
but I would choose Kill Your Idols for a whole lot of things. So that's a great pick. So
yeah. And that was the first Kill Your Idols album I got, was that 10-inch. They opened with that. And I used to love that song, Enjoy the Show, off that record. Like, I listened to it over and over. With like the little bass line. Doom, ding, 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 ding. So good. So good. All right, let's go to Daniel. Yeah, great dudes. Let's go to Daniel for his third pick. And we're moving right along, dude. We might not have to might have to break. Daniel, third pick.
Down.
I believe that is the Chromax.
Yep. We got to know.
Beautiful.
What, I mean, Jesus Christ. Like that intro, the musicianship on the intro alone, like Mackie's drumming, the way it's recorded, the vibe, the tone, it's the perfection of NYHC on one song. Even more than Set It Off, even more than United Blood, even more than it. That is the apex, the peak, and this song sets that off to absolutely perfection. And the way his voice is like a wild, trying to like kind of, it's running roughshod all over the kind of rhythm of the song. Like, it's awesome. The backup's incredible. And the lyrical content, very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect New York hardcore song, and it needs to be on my mix.
Yeah, and up tempo, but not fast. It's like that. It's a meaty sound. They're coming in with like a meat sound.
Yeah, it's kind of the differential of when hardcore kind of synthesizes in New York, and it's more of a vibe than aggression speed. Do you know what I mean? It's like aggressive tone and vibe.
Right, because it's chunkier, and you would have to say like more metal than first wave New York hardcore, but it's not metal, and it's not crossover. It's its own thing.
Yeah, and there's swagger in it.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's oozing confidence.
Yeah. So, I think that song needs to be on it. And did I steal it from anyone?
I picked a different.
Yeah,
me too. I picked a different song.
I got 3 other Mags songs ready to go. So, and it looks like I need them if you guys are both choosing. So, I'm gonna get one of them. All right. Okay, so it is to me.
Yep.
No.
It's to Joe. Joe. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I chose Attitude, Bad Brains, Rock for Light.
Amazing.
The Rock the Light version, not the Roar version.
Not the Roar?
I like the Rock for Light. It just sounds cleaner. That's all.
Joe likes a little production.
I like a little production. Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
A little Rick Ocasek, coming in and cleaning that up a little bit.
Yeah.
No problem.
As a man who's been behind the knobs, I can respect that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I think the Black Dots version is the best version, but I just said Rock for Light because that's what came to mind at first when I chose it.
Black Dots version. So it's more aggressive than the Black Dots version.
It is, definitely. But I like how Black Dots is so raw sounding overall.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
But then why not go the Black Dots version? Is it not on Spotify?
It is.
No, he just wants to set it up for that kid. And he thinks that kid's going to like the
cleanliness of the song, of the recording.
He's going to be able to hear it on that crappy mixtape in his dad's Geostorm.
Right.
Yeah, but I think he's going to like the Roar version because he wants to get the shirt.
Well, I agree. The Roar version is where I would have gone.
He wants to get the shirt?
Yeah, he wants. Yeah, he wants to get the famous Bad Brain shirt of the lightning in the Capitol.
Okay, that's what you mean.
Yeah, so he wants the song off the album.
He'll listen to this and go and buy everything. So
true. He will fiend for more, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's
or she.
Yeah.
Or she. Absolutely. Yeah.
We said that kid.
Appreciate it.
The person is a year away from owning 3 versions of the song.
Yeah.
Or listening to it all on their phone that they've had for 10 years.
Right, and I think it's on the what's the live whatever it is. Whatever the live Bad Brains 80s record is. I can't think of it because I have that.
Mega Session?
No. Doesn't matter. Anyway.
Bedge will let us know.
Yeah.
Right now.
Bedge. Yeah. Can I call a friend? But the lyrics to this song are set the stage for, I think, almost all hardcore songs to talk about at least the positive hardcore songs.
Yeah,
To
and
talk about being positive, and it kicked off an entire movement of being positive. And I really think that Bad Brains introduced that swagger you guys are talking about with Cro-Mags.
oh god, they are the archetype of the coolest people to have ever picked up hardcore instruments.
Yeah. Now there's obviously some political questionings on some of their older stances. I don't know if they've corrected them over the years or not, but that's
we're just focusing
not
on this
what we're
one
talking
song.
about here.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about here.
It's absolutely sick when Ian calls out Daryl on that Bad Brain stuff.
Yeah, that's
still not letting it go
amazing.
40 years later.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. But that stuff aside, the song is fucking amazing. So that's why I chose it.
Yeah.
And shout out to the big boys.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It is my turn.
Two for from you.
Yeah, and you know they're gonna be 2 fucking killer tracks. All right. Maybe. Okay. All right. I am going to I'm going to take this one so no one takes it. This was so hard. It was down between 2 songs, like the Minor Threat was. It was so hard to not go, Don't Forget the Struggle, Don't Forget the Streets. But I am going For That Kid. I'm going As One by Warzone. Yeah. Don't Forget the Struggle, Don't Forget the Streets LP. One of the greatest hardcore songs ever. Perfect unity song. It's going to show the kid how it's done. The world needs, it will never be, there's no such thing as too many unity songs or too many anti-racist songs. And I got to keep saying that over and over. That shit does not get old. That is what hardcore is about. And and this is absolutely perfect. Love this song, and it's one that'll like get you off the bat.
That is a killer pick.
You knew I was gonna bring it, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right, and now I'm gonna play defense and go into one that I didn't think I was going to get this late, but I'm gonna take it, and that's 7 Seconds, Young Till I Die.
Fuck.
He just picked your kicker.
Yep.
Dude. Again, perfect hardcore song. Totally iconic. That kid's gonna love it. So catchy.
Yep.
You know, when we're talking about Minor Threat being... What's that?
The perfect pair to Minor Threat. Like, these 2 songs in unison tell you that you can do this forever, and it is the right feeling and right vibe forever. You know? Yeah,
and since I didn't take Minor Threat, I got to get some catchiness on there. And 7 Seconds Until I Die
for it.
Is that is my 4th pick. So
that's a fucking great one. And you want to talk about it musically?
Sure.
Why does it stand above the rest of the 7 Seconds songs to you? Is it lyrical, or is it the way it sounds?
Well, it's very similar in the way that like that riff of Minor Threat is like iconic, right? Very simple. Like
what makes it awesome, like both of those songs, and I think a lot of the things that we've touched on, why these are all becoming the most iconic songs that we're kind of like bringing up, is the way that tempo is used on these songs, even on the same riff, to change the sound of the song and to make it catchier, and just layering vocals and just making these songs earworm you forever from hearing it once or twice, you know?
Yeah.
Because
that's
when
what they're
the riff
doing.
comes back in near the end of the song, and then they play it half speed with "I'm gonna stay young," and then with his like singy part over the top, Jesus Christ, it's the catchiest thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And also shout out to the battery version. When they played
the battery cover is amazing as well.
When they played that live, you were losing your shit.
I was. And we didn't know each other, I don't think, really then, and I was losing my shit.
Yeah. Well, I was saying that metaphorically, but
I know.
But I was
know.
also losing my shit. But yeah, that rules.
That's good.
Okay, so that's my number 4. And we move back to episode 1, Joe Rivas.
Okay, so you took my pick, and that's okay.
Well, you wait until slot number 4 for Young Till I Die. You're going to get it stolen, dude.
Yeah.
I see another one on
that's
here.
right.
It's not even slot 4.
Because when you're doing fantasy football, you like leave your kicker, like, even though they're one of the people that gets the most points for the whole season, but you're leaving it till the end thinking, oh, no one's going to take it. And then they take Adam Vinatieri and you throw a fit.
Right.
I'm eyeing one more that I'm hoping I get to steal.
In that case, I'm going to jump my list a little bit then. And I am going to choose Nervous Breakdown, Black Flag.
Love it.
Yeah. Incredible. My favorite Black Flag singer, too, Keith.
I like them all.
Including Vallely?
Well, I mean, he's not bad. It's not his fault that the band's terrible now.
Yeah, I wouldn't knock him. I mean, at least he's a super fan. And who, like, Daniel, you would have said yes.
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't have, but.
Well, I would have, so fuck it. Respect Mike Vallely. I mean, he was living the dream, dude.
Oh, I respect Mike Vallely. I'm just being facetious about New Flag.
Yeah.
And Black Flag and whatever they're called.
Yeah, but let's talk about the
go
first.
Ahead. Go ahead, Joe. I don't mean to cut you off.
Well, you're just cutting me. Let me make an announcement by cutting Zach off to not cut Joe off. Let's talk about the first song on the first 7-inch. Hit it, Joe.
Yeah. So that pure raw energy that Black Flag captures it without any compromise. The recording's terrible, but that's also part of how punk it feels.
No way. No way. The recording is awesome.
Yeah,
it's terrible. They play out of time. It's like really super sloppy. Like there's so many things wrong with it, but that's what makes it beautiful. That's what I'm getting at.
I heard that they are playing with no distortion here. It's just the amp is all the way up, and that's how they get the sound. If that is true, that is so fucking awesome.
Yeah, it might be.
Because like the riff is so iconic. I mean, oh, love it.
Because hardcore really kind of wasn't named as hardcore until kind of this. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like this is the bridge to punk, from punk to this new genre. This is the song. Yeah. Like, I think it can walk as the bridge because the way he's snotty and like get on my shoulder, it's so punk. But then he rages at the end, which makes it core. You know, I don't know. It's so sick.
I'd argue the bridge is just a tad bit after this, and that is a song, also same singer but Red Tape. That's the fucking blueprint hardcore song. But yeah.
Well, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say this is the bridge.
Hey, that's just like your opinion, man.
I would say this entire EP is the bridge. And everything else follows it.
This is the
copycat.
Yeah, I hope, Joe, you're recording yourself because you fully dropped out right there. So say it again.
Oh. EP is the bridge, and everything else is a reproduction of this.
Yeah, you're really low.
One way or another. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, okay, well, just talking to your mic. You're just coming in and out a little bit, so that's all. Yeah, great pick. Absolutely love it. Let's go to Daniel with your pick number 4.
Okay, So when I look at my songs, I'm thinking, who potentially would steal one of these? So when I look at them, I'm just going to go with a grade A, 360-degree basketball dunking, triple threat banger from outer space. Side by side backfire.
Yeah. Great.
Now,
great.
This is probably the sun to In My Eyes, the way that they start with a crazy muting, like just bottled up powder keg aggression to explode later in the song. And just the lyrics of this are so fucking good. And non-Ian MacKaye, this is the best hardcore vocalist of all time. The best non-Ian MacKaye hardcore vocalist of all time.
I love comparing.
Jules Matthew's voice is perfection.
Yeah, I think that comparing this to MIs is pretty cool because it is like, it would be like a modern take on it because they, instead of just taking like the slow tempo and the fast tempo, they actually add like, there's a couple weird tempos in here. Like when it goes to like, all this hate, what is it for? It's not something that we can just ignore. Like that's like, that's a weird like jumpy tempo.
NYHC. That's the NYHC part,
Yeah.
That's been added to the mixture.
Yeah, they added.
And also, it also has one of the most awkward lines of all time that comes off as so cool to me. Because ganging up on guys is a fucking trend. It's just the most like awkward line, but then it's followed by the hardest line ever. Because you're the disease and we're the cure. And one day we'll take care of you for sure.
Yeah. Is that line not recycled? Because like that is so fucking, that's like one of the most crucial hardcore lines ever. You think it would be like an 82 line, but for them to go ahead.
And the way he delivers it and the music, it like hangs on the edge of a cliff, like, and one day we'll take care. It's like where they fall off the cliff at the very end of the song,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's perfection. It's perfection.
Yeah. And in my opinion, which is usually right, including now, Side by Side 7-inch is the best Rev release of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kim, what's your favorite Rev of all time?
Today?
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, and that is a valid choice.
It's just wrong.
No, it's just wrong in 84 Yosemite Avenue, Oakland.
There's a lot of There's a lot of good choices. The Burn 7-inch being the correct one.
Burn 7-inch definitely high up there.
Yeah.
All right, Kim, you've got two choices now.
But are we going to ask Joe? Are we going to ask Joe his favorite record with a star on it?
Oh yeah, please. Elliot?
Joe cut out, but he's trying to say the Iceburn 7-inch.
So I'm not there at all?
No, you're here. I'm just joking.
While you were thinking, we were saying that you said the movie Life was the best Rev release of all time.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. What's a Rev release as opposed to a Rev distro release?
The one with the star on the back.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 through 10 are absolutely unfuckwithable. Basically,
I'm not a record nerd like you guys, so...
Yeah.
All right, we're going Ray and Porcel 7-inch.
Yeah, and Joe was the drummer on that 7-inch.
He's skilled enough to program the drum machine for that 7-inch. So, all right, Kim, let's go to your number 5, and then we will do a quick break.
Okay, so I have 2 I'm giving, right?
That's right. and we'll do a halftime in the middle.
Okay. So Warzone, Don't Forget the Struggle.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, I know the reason for picking as one, but for me, Don't Forget the Struggle is just a notch above.
I would
For
not.
me,
I would
if
not
I was
disagree.
choosing Warzone, it would have been skit, intro, bust. The skit is just I would love just the dialogue of the skit tattooed on my back as a back piece with imagery.
Yeah.
But yeah, Don't Forget the Struggle. Oh my god, what a song!
It's a
What a
perfect
song!
song.
What an album!
It's a perfect song.
What a vibe!
Yeah, perfect song.
They get like singy, you know, from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool in a song. Like that's like a little left field at that time, but it like works so good. And then like when it cuts out and goes fast, it's fucking like, oh shit. Like this song literally has fucking everything in it. It's an opus.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah.
And it also shows.
They have it.
Yeah, it shows kids, the kid that's getting this mix. Like there were, throughout the history of hardcore, there have been elements of street truth telling. Like kids literally from the streets truth telling through music. And it does that really well.
Street Kids had your back right from the start.
Is
Played
this
your
the
music
same
day
kid
and
that
night.
4 kids,
Is
or is it 4 different kids?
I didn't hear that. Can you say it one more
No,
time, Kim?
it's the same kid. It's the same kid getting all the mixes.
Yeah, is it one singular kid getting all 4 mixes, or is it 4 different kids?
Well, truthfully, it's one kid getting the one mix that the audience of 185 Miles South deemed to be the best mix.
What is happening? I never even heard the first question. This is a travesty. Anyway, Kim's list might win the fucking contest just based on this song alone. The more and more I think about it, it's like, God damn it! Like, what is a list without this song? This is the best fucking song. God damn it! The fuck! I totally blew it.
I couldn't believe that I'm down. That's my 4th pick, and I got to say it. So.
Well, I'm sorry, but my mix is going to win because it is just untouchable.
I don't know, dude. You didn't get Don't Forget the Struggle, Don't Forget the Streets. Your list is a fucking loser.
I've got Negative Approach, Nothing, Minus Threat, Chromags, We Gotta Know, and Side by Side Backfire. It's bringing some heat.
There's some heat there, dude. I will give that to you. But it doesn't have Don't Forget the Struggle, so fuck. Your list loses. Well, yeah. All right. I'm gonna pause.
What's attractive to kids?
I don't know, man. When they hear from the East Coast to the West Coast,
if they're not versed in it yet, they might not appreciate that yet. That's all I'm saying.
I'm writing out a lyric sheet for them, so with their mixtape. So they'll be there.
Mine's going to be written for extra authenticity. All right,
hang up on a typewriter. It'll be fine.
All right, let's go to the mighty Kim Possible on her 5th pick.
I'm surprised I get to say this, but I'm saying Cro-Mag's Hard Times.
Oh, as a 5th pick.
Holy shit!
I'm surprised that I even get to say it. But
for real, I agree. I mean, this is my second choice if We Gotta Know was taken. So we're in good mental friendship.
Yeah, I definitely had to think of like for me personally, a song I would pick is Seekers of the Truth. But if I'm introducing somebody to hardcore through Cro-Mag songs, Hard Times comes over that song.
And also the
yeah.
Oh man, like
exactly. Yeah. So it's That's a hard time.
Yeah, is that number?
Coming your way, kid. Who's getting this mix? Hard times are coming your way.
Number 4 and 5 picks from Kim are fucking fire. You know,
Yeah.
If Daniel didn't think his list was getting smoked before, shit.
It's in trouble. So I'm gonna have to reach into. I'm gonna have to reach into the depths for this one to come out swinging. Bad Brains, The Regulator.
Wow.
Yeah.
The intro and the way this starts, and then you tell me what to do. Like, oh my God. Like, you tell me what to say and how to say it.
Yeah.
Like, God, it's hard. And it's just smashing the system lyrically. Like, you can't control me. You're not the regulator of me. And the music is off the wall, yet so the DNA of hardcore. It's hard to describe that. It is the typical hardcore song with bass intro and speed and aggression, but it's also quirky and amazing at the same time, you know?
Well, I wouldn't say it's typical at all because it's a mid-tempo banger.
Yeah.
That's
but you know what I mean? Like, formulaically. Like,
sure.
Okay, bass, and this is how we're going to have the guitar cut in and out, and, you know.
Sure.
But yeah.
But it's not a fast song.
But, yes, it's not. And it's catchy, and it's so good.
Yeah. Love the pick. Absolutely love it. Joe, let's hit it with your number 5.
Number 5. Kids of the Black Hole, Adolescence.
Oh, so catchy.
Yeah.
So singy.
One of the catchiest songs ever. All right,
Yeah.
tell us about it, Joe.
I wanted you know how the intro is. It's slow. It's got that, you know, that slow build up, and you know, like it just has this sort of darkness feel to it. I guess I don't know how to describe that.
Yeah,
I suck at that right now.
Cosmically dystopian.
Yeah, that's good. There we go.
I think it's ultra in imaginative. Get it?
No, it's extra imaginatic.
Imaginatic.
But you know what, though, Joe? Like we were saying earlier that perhaps Nervous Breakdown is that bridge from like what we would know as like a classic punk sound to the formulation of hardcore.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a really cool bridge from what was going on at the time of new wave to hardcore. You know, it's like encompasses both sounds.
Right. Or this is the bridge that goes on from hardcore into sort of pop punk too.
Yeah.
You know, with the musicianship of the guys involved in this, you know, which, you know, everybody was phenomenal. I say phenomenal too much. Yeah. But
everyone needs to listen to the Philco Patreon podcast, where we go into one of the greatest new wave songs ever, Conform to the Norm. Conform to the Norm.
And if you
we lost Joe.
You dropped out, Joe.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here.
It's all good. Go on, though. You were going to say something?
I was just going to say that, you know, the entire record is perfect. You know, the self-titled Blue record.
Oh, my God. And just the look of the record.
Yeah. But this song stands out amongst all of them, I think. Lyrically, musically, you know, it like I said, it's got that dystopian-ish feel to the beginning, and then it goes into the fast parts, and yeah, it's great. It's a great song.
And by listening to this song, how much do you want to be a kid from the black hole? You know, like
even though it's horrible, but yeah.
But it's a unifying thing. Like, hey, we're all coming from fucked up areas. You know, so good.
Yeah,
great pick.
All right, number 5. Dude, this is so hard. So hard, so hard, so hard. But I am gonna go picking Blind Justice. Perfect agnostic front song, fast, and then a catchy chorus or a catchy like chorusy breakdown. This is kind of the formula of Victim in Pain, which is possibly the greatest hardcore album of all time. And this song is so blazing and aggressive, and then just so fucking catchy. And you know, I always talk about how I like weird things in songs. I love that, like going into the singing on the breakdown, like the riff goes 3 times, you know, instead of going 2 or 4 times. It's just
and you
like
hate when they fix it.
I hate when they fix it on Live at CBGB's for sure. Because it just like it goes to show like they're a band, and it's probably why they sound so tight but so aggressive on this record. And it's probably because they were just practicing and playing a shit ton of times. And like to do something like that, to go 3 times musically before you sing on the 4th one, it just means that like they were jamming that song over and over, and that's when it felt right. You know, it's like 2 didn't feel right. Let's go 1 more time. And then it's like, 4 didn't feel right. Like, fuck it. Let's just do it 3 and then come in. Like, that's fucking so sick. And
let's catch them off guard.
Yeah, and then the lyrics on this song is just timeless hardcore, right? There's no justice, it's just us. Blind justice screwed all of us.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant. Perfect song from like one of the greatest hardcore bands of all time. That is my number 5, Agnostic Front, Blind Justice. Now I get number 6. Ay.
So brief.
I think here's a song I'm going to choose, and this is For the Kid. Because I don't know if it would make my top 7. It would definitely make my top 20. But the first time you hear the song, I guarantee you listen to it at least 5 times in a row. And that is Sick of It All, My Life.
Yeah. Great song.
It is so fucking catchy. You know, from like being fast and then cutting out and like, all my life, people tell me what to say. This is my life, live it my own way. You know, like, yes.
It's so brutally fast.
Yeah, it might be the hardcore version of Bad Religion, Do What You Want. You know, like if you're like a 13-year-old kid and you hear Bad Religion, Do What You Want the first time, you're going to listen to it over and over and over and over, and it's going to change your fucking life. And I think the same.
Flipping off your parents behind your bedroom door.
Right. And I think it's the same thing with the Sick of It All. If it gets introduced to you early enough in your life, this song is going to resonate with you so much. And Sick of It All is a band that, like, you know, even this record is just a great classic hardcore record. They have so much more stuff to like sink your teeth into. Especially I think the 2 records that follow this, I think are amazing hardcore. Along with this one, this is a hardcore classic. But this song for the kid that doesn't know hardcore yet is so fucking crucial. So that is.
Well, Joe is probably going to give you something off the 3rd album. I would maybe guess.
I was thinking he'd bless us with something off the 2nd or 3rd album, but will. No. Okay. All right.
No, everything I picked was in the 80s. So.
I thought Step Down was coming.
He's going clobbering time, dude. Because Joe fucking he's got a little hot streak in him. You know.
I would pick a Straight Ahead song before these early Sick of It All songs.
Dang.
I thought about it. It is very, very close because Straight Ahead is like perfect hardcore.
It is, yeah.
Self-titled songs. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's where I would have gone. You know,
yeah,
I think. Or
Armand and Craig are just fucking insane.
Yeah. Okay, so that is my number 6. Sick of It All, My Life. Off. Blood, sweat, no tears.
That was good.
All right, Joe, you're up.
Okay, so My Hard Times got picked, so that was I only had 2 New York picks on here, so I'm going to choose my second one, which is just Victim in Pain.
Thanks.
The title track. Obviously Agnostic Front. It's short, 48 seconds or something, but just fucking brutal. It sets the stage for you, for any kid to go, okay, well, what's this band about? You get a little taste of everything of what they're about to do on the rest of the record, which Zach mentioned is possibly the greatest hardcore record ever. I'd say it's up in the top 3 for sure. But it gives you everything: speed, a little kind of, I don't want to say melody, but with that kind of breakdown.
Well, it's like an oi melody, right? So
not
a full on melody, but a singy melody.
Yeah, a sing along melody kind of piece. Yeah, and it's a great song.
Yeah, while we're talking about like In My Eyes being like the blueprint of like a slow to fast, this is a blueprint of a fast to slow. Like the verses comes in blazing, and then I have a catchy chorus. Why am I going insane? Why am I the one to blame? Ring out, drum roll, back into the fucking chaos.
And 7 Seconds kind of like the West Coast version, like the way that does that too.
Totally. And another song of like the example I'd use like this really early is like the Void song My Rules. Super like fast and then catchy chorus like this. Fast as slow.
Or we just mentioned Straight Ahead as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. Love this pick, Joe. And again,
I did good finally.
Dude, I have loved all your picks. I think that like this, if there's like this, it'll be interesting when I love this idea, and I want to dig this idea into doing like more subgenres. But for the first one, it was fun to just kind of like open it up. And there's no way to lose, when you're choosing 7 top songs of like no limits, just punk and hardcore. Like how you'd have to be a serious lame to have a bunk list, So, now moving on to possibly the second best list behind Kim's. Let's go to Daniel.
Okay, so I have them both on my list. I didn't know if they'd both still be there because I'm ending with a certain song that I want to end with. So my 6th pick, I have 2 90s juggernauts that both belong on this list, but I have to choose between them. So I'm going to choose between Firestorm and Misha, Those Who Fear Tomorrow. And I'm going with Misha. It just edges it out because of the extra tiny bit of menace and vibe that it brings that many other songs don't have. And it's the thing that sets it apart just a bit. Do you know what I mean? It sounds evil. It sounds scary. And it sounds unlike anything that had come along at the time of it. So I think it will fit really well in an introductory thing. And also just the sheer bass tone of just, it's the same kind of thing that you say, My Life, you'll listen to 5 times in a row. I think you'll listen to this as a kid, like, what is it? I don't get it, at first. And what is he saying? So, Misha. Because the way it comes in and the stompiness and the just pure menace. That's the only way I can describe it. It's got nastiness seeping out of it.
See, Mike was worried when I was telling him I was doing this. He was worried to give a newbie integrity. He was like, do you start them with integrity?
Yeah.
It's a good point, but you have to show them all ends of the spectrum, I feel.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you've got Mind Threat and then you've got Integrity. Those are two very different ends of the same beast.
Sure.
So that's my choice.
love it. Can't argue
Although
with it.
I'm so mad at myself for not having Firestorm on this fucking list.
Well, you still get one more song, dude. So
I know.
I'm curious about the song that's going to edge out Firestorm, other than Misha. But okay, so let's go to Kim with your number 6 pick.
All right. So this is where I might lose some people. I went with 2 songs that when I got into hardcore, seeing this band live in San Diego, we're lucky enough to get to see them live quite often. So I felt like it needed to be, at least one of their songs needed to be on my mix for them. And it's a newer band. So I went with American Nightmare, Farewell.
Amazing song. 7-inch version, right? With Jesse Stenhard vocals?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, this kid's going to be psyched because that is a killer song.
I agree. But when I was thinking of this, I didn't want to only give them bands that were from 80s or 90s. I wanted to give them something that was a little bit newer.
And your blueprint, you're explaining to them, like, this is what I love, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That makes perfect sense. And the iconography of this band and the lyrical left turn that this band brought to hardcore is so cool.
Yeah, and to be able to experience it at Che Cafe as often as we did was something very special.
Agreed. I fully agree with that.
I enjoy the LP more because his voice is just fucking shredded. But yeah, I mean, this can't take anything away from American Nightmare. They were a force that changed the face of this style of music.
Yeah.
And rad, you know, I thought it was rad because they had an aggressive sound, like in a time where a lot of stuff sounded really safe. So while they brought in an aesthetic that may have turned off some people, I think a lot of the same people that were turned off by the aesthetic, if they opened their mind a little bit, they would have appreciated that, like, a band got so popular that played so aggressively.
Yeah.
And was capped through all that aggression.
And was what?
And was so catchy,
Yeah.
even with that raw aggression.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And they just took their craft really seriously too. So, like, as someone that appreciates that, I appreciated it. You know, like, he obviously poured his heart out in his lyrics and you know, spent a lot of time on them. Like, that was an important part of the band, and that was, like, kind of a time in hardcore too when, like, people were moving away from, like, lyrics mattering that much. And while his direction of lyrics is not necessarily, like, what I enjoy, it is nice having any sort of lyrics come to the forefront in this style, I think.
Well, I mean, just think of how many different lines from this band have been tattooed on people. It, like, these lyrics meant the world to a lot of the world's hardcore scene at that time, you know.
And I think something that was really special about seeing them in San Diego was we had a scene that had so many different subgenres, but I felt, looking back on it, if you came to see an American Nightmare show, you could see people that would normally go to see, like, an Arrow in Flight or, you know, like a plot to blow up the Eiffel Tower, but they would come to see American Nightmare as well. Or, you know, if you were more of the Life or Death, you still came to see American Nightmare. So I felt that they were very important to have on this mix.
I think it's a great pick.
Very much so. Yeah.
I think it also might have edged Daniel's list up a little bit, though.
Yeah, I understand. I also feel like my closing out might bump me down because
Can I guess your closing out song?
Well, sure. In 1 second, because I went with this list of using my path and also what I didn't think you guys would pick in some aspects.
Yeah,
That's gotta be
I
what it's
love
gotta
it.
be.
I love it. But I am guessing, just from kind of knowing you and the tiny little bit of clue you've left.
Yeah.
Bane, Can We Start Again?
That was one that was on there, but I did not go with Bane.
Oh, okay.
Wait, do I get a guess?
I thought it would have been on there because it says everything about commenting about hardcore at the time and why it, the positivity smashing through all the bullshit.
100%. I mean, being another special time at seeing them at Che, and then later in life seeing them at bigger venues, it just wasn't the same. But seeing and singing along to those songs at Che or Chain Reaction or Oh Hi, or all like insane times when everybody's singing along. The first time I traveled to Posse Numbers in 2003 and seeing Bane there after only seeing them at Che and local venues, I was like, holy shit, all these people know the same songs I do. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're a band that was that good and delivered. They were that good and they deserve their popularity. Before you go into your 7, I want to guess too.
Okay. She
was getting heavy San Diego nostalgic, so she's going Absentee Debate.
Another good one, but not my pick.
Okay.
I think you guys are going to be disappointed with my final pick, but I'm going with it because of what it meant to me. And again, I'm passing this on to somebody, and I've given them.
That's the best part of Canon, a mixtape, is like, this song means this to me, and the person then maybe not like the song, but like the story.
Yeah, and
so
okay. Well, I want one more guess then.
Okay, wait, Joe, you don't know me. Do you want to pick one?
I'm gonna guess that it's Rain and Blood from Slayer, probably.
Good choice.
I think it's gonna be the first song on the Masterpiece demo. I don't know.
It's got to be an In Control song, right?
I don't even know.
It's not a top 300.
Listen, I feel like if you saw the rest of my list, you'd be like, "Oh, those are really good choices," and this one you should have moved off of there. But personally, for me, I traveled with this band, I toured with this band, I photographed this band for years. I'm going with Canonized by Blacklisted.
Yeah, I was going to say, once you said you traveled with them, I knew who it was going to be.
Yeah, I for me, personally, I know this is a weird pick. I know it's outside of what a normal, you have to have this on your list pick. But if I am giving somebody a mixtape, I need to give them something that comes from something that has meant a lot to me. And I have seen that band since the first time they played in San Diego and became friends with them and got to travel the world, went to Europe with them. And this song means so much to me. So
I don't think it's a weird pick at all. I think that, but to tell the people what album this is on and then where it falls into their catalog.
Okay. So, this is on Heavier Than Heaven, Lonelier Than God. Mm-hmm. So, Eye for an Eye, or We're Unstoppable comes out, and then the beat goes on, and people are like, oh, yeah, this is good. All they want to hear is Eye for an Eye over and over again. And then they take a little bit of a break for the first or second time and come back with Heavier Than Heaven.
Their master opus, kind of.
Yeah.
What everyone would regard as their master opus, right?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So I only have the Biko song. That's the only Blacklisted record I have, and I love that record. But I only got that because Todd told me to get this record. So Todd Jones.
Yep.
Now, is Todd on the record after this that you're talking about?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Did he ever record with them?
I don't remember him recording with them. He definitely played with them for a few years.
Yeah. I know he went out there and was playing with them, but
he recorded on one album, and you can hear which one that is if you listen to the Todd Jones interview in 185 Archives.
Which one
is
is
a good setup.
He talks about it on that interview. I just can't remember which one it is.
Wow.
Yeah, he definitely plays on one.
I couldn't remember.
This album cover is fucking epic.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
My friend Melissa photographed it.
Yeah, Melissa Farley photographed it.
Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
And it is I bought this record on the strength of that picture way before I ever knew her. You know, like I can't believe how good this record looks as just a piece of art.
I think
and then the record's great too.
Yeah, with talking about American Nightmares and Banes and Kill Your Idols, I think this band falls right in there. Just another powerhouse band that was touring for a long time, put out great material, took their craft very seriously, and they deserve to be mentioned.
Yeah, so for me, this is I've thought about going Eye for an Eye or Nowhere USA, but for me, this song and this record holds such a special place in my heart. We did record release shows at Chain Reaction, Chicago, and Philadelphia in 3 days. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So flying every single day. I went with them and photographed the whole thing. And it just, this is an important record for me. And this is an important song for me.
Love it. All right, Daniel, let's cap off the best list of the night.
Okay, so before I get to that, I'm just going to tell you some of the other ones I had on.
No, wait.
All right.
Yeah, don't do that, yeah, because you have two other people.
Yeah, we'll do it at the end.
Yeah, but I do want to spoil it, just in case they had them. No, they wouldn't have had these songs. But, okay. Final song, Unbroken, Fall on Proverb.
Perfect.
Absolute perfect way to end this mix with the "my hands are out."
Yeah.
Just the desperation, the raw drop D speed, aggression, dodgy recording that makes it perfect, and the screaming of Dave singing, but also kind of the others in the back just screaming the "my hands are open" part with them, and it just the perfect song. And it also has such a interesting musical way that it starts like just pure noise that's building to a cacophony, and then one of the guitars breaks away to go banana, like, and it just sounds so ominous, and then click, 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 and just Rob's like super raw bass just goes off by itself, and fucking hell, it's amazing. It's perfection. It's 1990s hardcore perfection.
Great way to end.
Yeah, and Daniel stole both me and Joe's gimmicks. Mine of singing the riffs, and Joe's of knowing every bass player's name in the history of hardcore and punk. Yeah, great pick.
Well, I don't know his last name, but the guy from Unbroken who plays bass is Rob something. Can't remember the last name.
What's the drummer's name of NoFX?
Smelly. Shout out Smelly.
You gotta get a shout out. Smelly, come on the pod. Come on.
Shout out Smelly.
Yep. Because Noodles already got his drop this episode.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
right off stage.
Yeah, great pick. And again, right off stage. But yeah, I think that was a great final pick for you, Daniel, because how we're talking about how our lists are pretty personal.
Yeah.
And Joe, let's go to number 7 from episode 1.
Oh God, this is so hard. They got a lot of great songs left over. For the kid. And this isn't the kid from Oxnard, so obviously there would be a whole different gamut of songs that would be on that tape. But
yeah, I'm gonna say that you both betrayed Oxnard heavily in your list.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Book and Its Cover though. In this particular instance,
Yes,
from Miller Pugh.
Beautiful.
Because it's a perfect song.
Yeah,
perfect. Bass intro, slow singing, and then into raging.
Yeah,
catchy chorus.
John Fanis' vocals are raspy and capture that teen angst. Although I don't think he was a teenager anymore by the time they recorded this, but maybe 19.
He's early 20s.
Yeah. Daniel, go on.
What do you have to say about it lyrically?
Yeah, that's probably the most important part of it. The music is just great, top to bottom. But the lyrics, have that effect of, people say we're not living the life that we should. I've never listened to them. I've always done the best I could. Explaining
That's
that.
the way I am. Is the way I like.
Yeah.
I won't change for anyone. My morals are good. My values are right. Doesn't mean I'm a bad.
When it goes into that sort of skip beat that Carl's playing there, like it just everything about that, the way that they set that up is perfect.
The way
Who's playing bass on it?
Jim Callahan.
It's fucking Jimmy Callahan, motherfucker.
I just wanted Joe to just drop in here.
And he's playing a Gallon Kruger. No, I don't have no idea what he's playing. It was a Wednesday.
He's Fender P.
It was a Wednesday afternoon when they recorded it. The wind was 20 knots from the southwest.
What was the surf like that day?
2 feet over.
Well,
2 feet overhead.
There was no surf because if there was surf, they wouldn't have been in the studio.
No, John wasn't there when they recorded bass. It was 2 feet overhead.
But yeah, so those lyrics, that's.
Well, we didn't even mention the best part of the lyrics.
Epitome
is the the way I look. It don't mean shit. It's what's inside that counts.
Right.
Again, it's like, that's
what a moral.
That's the advantage of like being so early in punk and hardcore is you get to like use these things that like later would be kind of generic because they've been done so many times. But if you're the first or the second or the third that does it, I mean, it's so impactful. I mean,
and also when you do look punk and hardcore at this time in life, you're actually speaking back to society of everyone wanting to fuck you up.
Well, there's that too.
You're telling them it doesn't matter what you think I look like; it's what I am. It's amazing.
And it's not just punk. I mean, anybody can take the song and apply it to their lives, being picked on for whatever reason.
Oh yeah, sure.
So that's what makes it pretty great.
It's just as relatable if you're a juggalo.
Right.
Definitely.
Well, but they deserve it. So
no. I don't know if I've talked about it on the pod before how much
Family.
Yeah. Hey, no, I respect Insane Clown Posse a lot.
Me too.
My reason
Magnets, how do they work?
Yeah, well, hey, they got some silly shit, and I don't listen to them. Musically, it's not my thing, but I just think about how many fucking people they saved from being shitty racists. You know?
Yeah.
And how many people didn't understand what they were doing and became racist. So
well,
that's not their fault.
No.
But if anything, it's grassroots movement that is unto itself, and everyone that go, like if you watch the Gathering of the Juggalo documentaries, like they are so welcoming, and it is about having a good time and shit. I can't find fault in it except for it's just a bit gross.
No, it seems ridiculous, but it is like they created their own thing and they created it like from a positive angle.
It's the WWF of music. What it looks like to me. So
yeah, probably worse than that. It's probably old Memphis wrestling tapes. But but yeah. Anyway, woo, respect. Drink Fago.
All right, and for Zach's final pick. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, so it came down between that song. So Joe saved me. So I can now narrow it down to two, and this is heartbreaking because none of us took a UC song. And
oh my God, why No Thanks not on my list?
Yeah, and I have it here as three that I was going to narrow down from that.
Oh my God,
my
why
choice.
No
You done fucked up, kid. But yeah, so I had No Thanks, Use Your Head, and then the personal favorite I was going to choose for the kid was My Own Mind, for kind of the same reason we were talking about In My Eyes, like I'm tired of taking the fucking blame. Love that shit.
But you got to put No Thanks on. Out of those,
nope. I'm going with something that I cannot believe did not get picked. This is the greatest number 7 pick of all time, and it is Negative Approach, Ready to Fight. Boom, trump card. Good God, talk about a hardcore classic and a fucking beautiful number 7 pick. This is it.
Great number 7 pick.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. But now can we go to 8? Can we call this the Super 8?
No, this is Super. What? This is Super 7, like the Mystic 7-inch series.
And the company I work for.
Yes, there you go.
Great company.
Yeah. So for this blueprint, like talking another hardcore blueprint, you're talking about like an anthematic. What word would that be? Did I say that? Anthemic?
Ultra anthematic.
Yeah, ultra anthematic.
Anthemagnetic.
It's ultra anthemagnetic on the verse, and then fucking insane chorus. And then the thing that even sets it even more over the top is to do the second verse, it repeats, and it's all gang vocals. It's like, holy fuck, fucking brilliant. And then back to the chorus again. So this is
also, if we want to think of the genre being called hardcore, this is as hard as it gets. Like, this is hard.
Yeah.
This is lyrically and sound, and we won't take any shit. Like, fucking hell. Like, it's so hard.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a good pod to do. Would be like best first lyrical lines in songs. And this might win, Yeah. Like, we won't take any shit. It was like, fuck. Dude's mad.
Yeah.
But like,
I see the Cameron meme. You mad?
Yeah, he is, and fucking, it's brilliant. It's like a perfect, pure example of this genre of music, which is one of the greatest genres of music in the history of music. This is it in its purest form. Early 80s hardcore, straight out of Detroit. So that is my number 7 pick. And for everyone, today or tomorrow when this comes out, we will post all our lists on social media. So probably on Instagram, that's at 185 Miles South. And then also there's a Facebook page, which is 185 Miles South. And we will post our lists. I will also post them on as an Instagram or as a Spotify playlist. And we'll do it in the order. So the first 7 will be Kim's picks, and then the next 7 will be Daniel, and then Joe, and then myself. So you can check.
What we'll also do when we have them like typed out, we'll do them as pictures, and then we'll put on the Instagram stories. We'll do a way that people can vote.
Yeah,
which one they like.
Yeah, we'll do the voting on the Instagram stories. So go to at 185 Miles South on Instagram. Make sure you follow the account, and we'll do it there. And yeah, you want to go through some of your almost picks, Daniel?
Yeah. I want to mention too. So.
Oh my god, I'm so mad about No Thanks. Like, I'm so mad. It's hurting me. Firestorm.
Hey, does anyone else want to hear Daniel cry about this anymore? No thanks.
So here are like 5 that didn't make it. Uniform Choice, No Thanks. Alone in a Crowd, Is Anybody There?
Ooh.
Judge, New York Crew.
Yep, it's on my list.
God, the bottom of my list is gone, including the Unbroken song for some reason. I'll just say those for now then.
Okay, and if you find it before the end, that's fine. Let's go to Joe. Joe, you got something to mention?
Yeah, I do. I also had Values Here, Diagnosty. Give You Nothing, Bad Religion. Abolish the Government, TSOL. Deny Everything, Circle Jerks. And then a couple other Oxnard songs, just in case. Intense Energy, Burn, and Condition.
Okay, I've recovered it. Push It Away by Terror / Lowest of the Low by Terror, both of them. Pride, Madball, and Give Me Some Reality in Control.
Kim, do you have any that you had that didn't make your list?
Yeah, Burn, Shall Be Judged.
Oh, yes.
Jug did.
First press, Jug did.
Jugged. I also was a lot in my feelings, and I had Striking Distance Hated. I had Count Me Out, Always Have, and I had Carry On Off My Chest as some other ones that I was like, I want to tell the kid about this era too. So,
well, you're missing a very important band from that era.
Rover, My Dude Buddy.
Yeah, Over My Body, Be There. All right. So
Rover, My Dude Buddy would be on there. Mike would like me to say Die Hard Youth, Hanging Tough. So to throw that in there.
Yeah, but that's not even Die Hard Youth's best song. We all know it's Posy Change.
Yeah, Posy Change for sure.
And then, okay, so Minor Threat, Filler, didn't get mentioned. Uniform Choice, My Own Mind, No Thanks, Use Your Head. Agnostic Front, Blind Justice, Your Mistake.
You think Blind Justice?
Yeah. Last Warning, Your Mistake. Then, Sheer Terror, Just Can't Hate Enough. Cro-Mags, Show No Mercy, World Peace, and my personal favorite, Life of My Own. Judge New York Crew, you got that. Repute Book Against Cover, got that. Burn, I would go Godhead. Just like Jesus Christ. When it cuts out to like the like when he goes like kind of acoustic on the guitar and shit. Or clean channel, I guess. We talked on the last episode that like we thought Inside Out and Burn was like the apex of how far you can take hardcore.
No Spiritual Surrender should be a mention too.
Yeah, or Burning Fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was hard for me to not go Burn. I was trying to think of like a 16-year-old kid, and I would want him to have the stuff on my list and then be able to discover Burn.
I always had this problem making tapes for somebody that it would end up being like too long of a mix for them.
Right.
And being like, because I wanted to share everything that I was excited about to share with them. So picking 7 was so difficult.
7 is brutal. 7 is brutal. I was just thinking like, I think we're at about an hour and a half now. But like when we were deciding like
45.
Okay. So when we were deciding like top 5, top 10, it's like, how many do we do? Like 5 might be too short, 10 might be too long. And then it's like, well, let's just go 7. But yeah, any sort of number is brutal because all these songs, it's like it's hard to not have them on the list. So also got Bad Brains, Band in DC, Infest, Where's the Unity, Chain of Strength, True Till Death, Madball, Set It Off and Across Your Face, GB.
I'm saving that for the mosh part.
Okay, all right. When we do the mosh pod, GB, Stand Still, Killing Time, Backtrack, Inside Out, Burning Fight, Discharge, Protest and Survive, Stalag 13, Conditioned, Side by Side, The Time Is Now, Void My Rules, Chain of Strength, Too Deep Until Now, Negative Approach lead song, and last but not least, Retaliate the Nard Way. So that's what I got.
GB big now too.
Yeah, GB like every song. A lot of these bands, every fucking song. So hard to write.
You can't pick a wrong one.
Yeah, I mean, like you literally could have just chose all Minor Threat songs.
Yeah,
you know. So
another where you do like top 7 albums to give a kid because albums that are perfect.
But then you'll still be tortured.
I know.
Yeah. There's no way to do this. So we're gonna dial this down into subgenres, and it'll be fun to do when we start nailing it down, because then it'll be harder, and I think it'll be more entertaining when we like step on each other's picks and have to be a little more strategic with how we pick.
Right.
So that'll be fun.
Top 7 Gazi mosh part.
Yeah. Hey, we can do a top 7 Fugazi songs if that's what you want, if that's what the people want. But usually, I've never gotten pushback on the Fugazi stuff outside of people saying like, please don't talk about them, So.
All I know is that you've got a whole cult that tries to trash me on the 185 miles.
What are you talking about?
Social media.
It's all love.
But Daniel. I'm untouchable. I'm untouchable, baby.
It's all love. You're the only guy out there with like 3,000 followers on Instagram. So the people the people love you, Daniel. Don't get self-conscious. So, Kim, this
was a fun one, though.
Yeah,
this was a fun one.
Yeah, I want to say it was a pleasure having Kim on. I loved your list from, choosing some of the best songs to also like going in on the personal side. I think that's a move of how you can really connect someone to hardcore. Like saying like, here's some bangers, and then here's some that connect personally with me that are also bangers. Like I love the move. I think it was great.
Thank you. It was definitely a hard thing, and I was thinking about it all day of where I would place something, and then do I start them off? Sheer Terror was on my list, and I was like, I don't know if that's where I want to start somebody at. It's Sheer Terror, but I also like I love Sheer Terror so much that I was like, maybe they got to be on there. So it's definitely so hard to pick something, and then where do you go? Because is it you do only stuff that is from the 80s or early 90s, or can you add a little bit of more newer stuff in there? And I'm a little out of touch, so I wish I had more new music to share with people, but I usually go to Mike from San Diego for that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, shout out Modern Mike.
Yeah.
And that's it. So thanks guys. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Daniel.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zach.
Daniel, do you want to talk it out?
Oh, God. You should go to Patreon and someone. You get to the Patreon paywall, get extra bonus content, and you should also agree that my list is best.
I don't know if anyone heard any of that except for the end part, which was the most important to you. So, thanks, everyone.